Running a marathon is not for the faint of heart. While most people think running 26.2 miles for fun is crazy, others are addicted to the distance. Throughout the world, there are countless marathons with various themes, destinations, and purposes. But some are much different from the mainstream marathons that we typically think of. Some marathons are set in hostile climates, while others involve running next to free-ranging lions. Whether they're fun and goofy or downright dangerous in their intensity, see which marathons stand out amongst the rest in the world. One race starts at the lowest point in North America and ends at the highest summit. The Man vs. Horse Marathon started with a pub argument. Photo credit, Whole Earth Peanut Butter via Getty Images. Held in the town of Llanerted Wells, Wales. The Man vs. Horse Marathon is an annual event each June. Runners on foot compete against riders on horseback in a 22-mile race. The race came about after an argument in a Welsh pub in 1980. Two men were arguing that after a significant distance, a man could beat a horse in a race, and the other disagreed. The first race was then organized that year. Since its inception, a horse has won every year up until 2004, when a man named Hugh Lobb won. A human took the title again in 2007 when Florian Holzinger finished the race first. You have to hike for 15 days before you can run the Tenzing Hillary Everest Marathon. Photo credit, Bikashkaki/AFP/Getty Images. The Tenzing Hillary Everest Marathon is an international marathon that is located at the Mount Everest Base Camp. The race follows through the Sherpa trails of the Khumbu Valley on May 29 every year. There are a variety of races people can participate in, ranging from the extreme ultra, 60 kilometers, full marathon, 42 kilometers, and the half marathon, 21 kilometers. The marathon is a tribute to the ascent of Mount Everest by late Tenzing Norgay Sherpa and Sir Edmund Hillary on May 29, 1953. As if the marathon itself isn't hard enough, it's a 15-day hike to get to the base camp. The Pack Burro race is an homage to the Gold Rush. Photo credit, Jason Conley/AFP/Getty Images. The Pack Burro race in Fairplay, Colorado is an annual race involving a human runner and a burro. It is an homage to the Gold Rush era, and all competitors complete an off-road marathon along with their donkey, which carries approximately 33 pounds of mining equipment. Must-have items include a pickaxe, shovel, and gold pan. There are short course and long course races depending on the competitor's preference. Runners are forbidden from riding the donkey, and any sign of abuse to the animal results in immediate disqualification. There is prize money for the first 8 racers to cross the finish line, as well as bragging rights until next year. The Badwater 135 Ultramarathon takes you from the lowest to highest points. Photo credit, David McNew/Getty Images. The Badwater 135 has been described as being one of the world's hardest foot races. It is a 135-mile straight shot from Death Valley to Mount Whitney, California. The race begins in the Badwater Basin of Death Valley, the lowest elevation in North America, and finishes at the summit of Mount Whitney, the highest point in the United States. The race covers 3 whole mountain ranges with 6,100 feet of cumulative descent. Throughout the race, the runners travel through many landmarks, in temperatures over 110 degrees. It is a non-stop run from start to finish, with all winners completing in less than 24 hours. There's an opportunity to be married at the Las Vegas Rock and Roll Marathon. The Big 5 Marathon lets you run with African wildlife. Photo credit, wonderful_running, Instagram. The Big 5 Marathon is located in the savannas of South Africa. The race gets its name from the Big 5 games, which are lions, elephants, leopard, buffalo, and rhinos. The course travels through the private enclosures between Johannesburg and Kruger National Park. Although the runners are running in view of free-roaming wildlife, the animals and runners are closely watched by helicopters and armed rangers to prevent any accidents. The marathon is revered for its beauty as well as difficulty running in the South African sun. The Big 5 Marathon hosted its first race in 2005 and has been held annually since. The North Pole Marathon will have you running in circles. Photo credit, One Step Forward, Instagram. The North Pole Marathon came about after solo runner Richard Donovan unofficially ran it back in 2002. He had also won the South Pole Marathon 10 weeks prior and became the first person to complete marathons at both poles. The first official North Pole Marathon happened on April 17, 2003, with 10 brave competitors. The race is on a small 2.62-mile-long loop on the ice of the Arctic Ocean, which competitors then run around 10 times. There are individual competitions with a male and female division, team competitions, and even a half marathon. The Las Vegas Rock 'n' Roll Marathon is a real party. Photo credit, Jeff R. Botari/Getty Images. The Las Vegas Rock 'n' Roll Marathon series has been a Las Vegas tradition for over 20 years. It combines running the marathon course while jamming out to live bands, cheer teams, and all kinds of action. The Rock 'n' Roll Marathon and Half Marathon are the only night that the Las Vegas Strip is closed because of a private event, so they do it big. Along with the live entertainment, there is also a pre- and post-run headline concert and a stop on the course where couples can tie the knot if they're feeling the love that night. Sounds more like a party than a marathon. See which marathon the Discovery called the toughest foot race on Earth. Tusk's Safaricom Marathon is a big deal in Kenya. Photo credit, Phil Moore/AFP/Getty Images. The Tusk's Safaricom Marathon and Half Marathon take place in the Lewa Wildlife Conservancy in Kenya's Laikipia district. It has been an annual race since 2000 and is considered to be one of the hardest marathons around. It welcomes competitors of all abilities, with some participants using the race as a way to get up close and personal with the wildlife on the conservatory. The marathon is one of Kenya's biggest fundraising and sporting events and is considered a must-do by the world's top marathon runners. The Midnight Sun Marathon can only happen in the summer. Photo credit, Bernard Weil/Toronto Star via Getty Images. Beginning in 1989, the Midnight Sun Marathon offers races for all ages and skill levels. However, it's the full marathon that makes it such a unique race. Located in Tromsø, Norway, the run occurs during the midnight sun. The midnight sun is a phenomenon in which the sun remains visible at midnight during the summer months in places north of the Arctic Circle or south of the Antarctic Circle. Running at night during this particular time of the year gives the runners a whole new marathon experience. It's yet another marathon that is highly regarded by marathon lovers because it can't happen anywhere else. The Marathon des Sables is brutal and dangerous. Photo credit, Pierre Verdi/AFP/Getty Images. Described by the Discovery Channel as the toughest foot race on Earth, the Marathon des Sables is a 6-day multi-stage race across the Sahara Desert in Morocco. Participants must be self-sufficient, carrying their food, water, and gear with them at all times during the race. The race is over 156 miles through dunes, salt plains, rocky mountains, and other harsh conditions. Although water rations are provided, if you exceed your rations you receive a time penalty. It is truly a marathon of warriors that are willing to put their lives on the line to successfully cross the finish line. Started in 1986 by Patrick Bauer, it has become an annual event that draws adventurers from all over the globe every year. Could you walk 26.2 miles alone in the depths of Loch Ness? The Great Wall Marathon is historic and a bit hairy. Photo credit, Patrick Aventuria/Gamarafo via Getty Images. Held on the third Saturday of May each year, the Great Wall Marathon travels along the Wangya Pass, Tianjin section of the Great Wall of China located east of Beijing. Since starting in 1999, it has been described as one of the hardest marathons around, with thousands of stairs to ascend and descend. It is the first and longest international marathon that is entirely on the Great Wall of China. Because of this, there are numerous hazards associated with the race, such as loose stones, weak steps, and slippery conditions if wet. Marathon du Médoc will test how you hold your liquor. Photo credit, Dennis Doyle/Getty Images. The Marathon du Médoc in Bordeaux, France, combines wine, running, and hanging out with friends. The marathon is an exact 26.2 miles through the scenic vineyards of Francis Médoc region. Here, they are expected to have 23 glasses of wine throughout the race while wearing the most ridiculous clothing possible. They are also provided with snacks such as oysters, foie gras, steak, cheese, and more. The point of the marathon isn't to get a good time but to have a good time participating in one of the most backward marathons on earth. It's a marathon not for the faint of heart and definitely for those who can hold their liquor. The only man to complete an underwater marathon. Photo credit, Andrew Milligan, PA Images via Getty Images. Back in 2003, serial marathoner, Lloyd Scott managed to perform a marathon under Loch Ness in Scotland. He also broke the record for being the first man ever to complete an underwater marathon. Wearing a 121 proud antique diving suit, it took him 12 days to complete. This wasn't his first epic marathon, but he notes that it was one of his hardest. During his underwater travels, he fell 26 feet off a 328-foot ledge before being caught by his safety line. He recalls that there was minimal visibility the whole time and that it was a freezing and eerie experience. The Inca Trail Marathon is a breathtaking running experience. Polar Night Half Marathon is cold yet spectacular. Photo credit, Martinswick/Redder and CO/Ugg via Getty Images. Although the Polar Night Half Marathon is only half the distance of a typical marathon, it's still quite daunting. However, the main draw to it is the beauty of the route and ability to see the aurora borealis while running. It happens annually at the beginning of January during the polar night, when the sun doesn't rise above the horizon. Participants follow torches lining the trail so that the aurora borealis isn't affected by light pollution. Even though it isn't a full marathon, it is still recommended by running fanatics because it's an experience that you can't get anywhere else since it's the northernmost half marathon in the world. Grand to Grand Ultra Marathon is the ultimate way to see the Grand Canyon. Photo credit, Runsbrunn, Instagram. The Grand to Grand Ultra Marathon takes place in 6 stages over the course of 7 days. In total, it's 170 miles stretching from the starting point at the north rim of the Grand Canyon and finishing at the summit of the Grand Staircase. During the course, you travel through sand dunes, slot canyons, open desert, buttes, and more. The race is also completely self-supported, meaning that you must rely on yourself and your own equipment to get through each of the stages on a daily basis. The race occurs at the end of September each year, which can mean very hot temperatures during the day and cold at night. The Inca Trail Marathon to Machu Picchu has the most impressive finish line. Photo credit, Absolute Formatness, Instagram. Also considered to be one of the hardest marathons in the world, the Inca Trail Marathon to Machu Picchu is not for the faint of heart. It is 26.2 miles along Inca trails, stairs, and tunnels with a gain of 10,400 feet and a loss of 11,000 feet in elevation. However, the finishing line is at the legendary ancient lost city of Machu Picchu. The first Inca Trail Marathon was in 1996, although there is no official marathon because it is located in a national park. Runners don't wear bib numbers, and there is a limited amount of participants accepted each year. See which marathon in California is considered to be one of the best in the world for regular runners. The Jungle Ultramarathon will chew you up and spit you out. Photo credit, Enrico_Frigo, Instagram. The Jungle Ultramarathon is located in the Manu National Park in the Amazon rainforest of Peru. The terrain ranges from jungle to rainforest to cloud forest. It's a 143-mile race that is split into 5 stages of grueling and relentless conditions. Throughout the race, runners can expect to encounter river crossings, heavy rain, mudslides, and night running. It's a self-sufficient race, so runners are responsible for carrying their gear with only water being available at the checkpoints. Jungfrau Marathon. Photo credit, Peter Schneider/AFP/Getty Images. The Jungfrau Marathon in Interlaken, Switzerland is a race to the top of Jungfrau Mountain in the Bernese Alps. Although the race may not seem like a big deal at first, things pick up the pace as soon as you reach the steep slopes of the mountains. From there, it's a non-stop uphill battle that would bring any sane person to their knees. Runners quickly ascend the mountain and end 2,100 meters above sea level with a panoramic view of the Alps. While running, there's also the occasional bagpipe player to help you press on and try to forget about the cold. The Big Sur Marathon is a must-do for running lovers. Photo credit, Ian_likes_to_run, Instagram. The Big Sur Marathon starts in Big Sur and ends in Carmel, California. It follows along Highway 1, the nation's first nationally designated scenic highway. The route features views of redwood forests, a 180-degree view of the Pacific Ocean, coastal mountains, and pastures. The most iconic portion of the race is crossing the Bixby Bridge, which is at the halfway point of the race. It is the world's largest rural marathon and is considered by many marathon runners to be at the top of the list of must-do races. To top it all off, at the end of the race, runners are greeted by a musician playing a grand piano. Walt Disney World Marathon takes you through 4 different Disney parks. Photo credit, Preston Mac/Disney Parks via Getty Images. The Walt Disney World Marathon is an annual race held every January in Orlando, Florida. It takes place over an entire weekend with a series of competitions including a 5K, 10K, half marathon, marathon, as well as goofy and dopey challenges. The first marathon was held in 1994 and had 5,588 runners and has been a staple of Walt Disney World since. It is hosted by Run Disney, with the full marathon taking place in 4 Walt Disney parks such as the Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Disney Hollywood Studios, and the Animal Kingdom.